Look, I done got a cut here. Can't see it that well. Doesn't really matter. It's not the point of the video. The point of the video is tell you the story real quick. I had to go to the store to buy flea and tick for these animals because you got to take care of your animals. That is biblical. And the store did not have the specific flea and tick. It had for like over 1.5 pounds. Now I know from experience, if you put that on these animals, that they're just going to get fleas because it's not strong enough for the size of the animal. Anyways, so I had to go down the street to the pet store to get the right size flea and tick. Why this is important is, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I was getting ready to pull off, and I was gonna put a tract on this girl's car because she had that skeleton, that Jack skeleton. I don't know what it's called. Jack Christmas skeleton thing. It's a cultural thing. The Nightmare Before Christmas, I think that movie's called. Anyway, she had it all over her headrest, all over. And I said, well, I don't have any tracks, but I have a couple. Go get it. I'll go get you. I was going to stick something on her car. Well, she had sat down by the time I got out and got everything in the car. And I said, you know what? She's just sitting there playing on her phone. I'm going to try to have a conversation with her. Now, it's like she'll probably roll her window up. She might cuss me out. I don't care. Go get it. I'm going to go ahead and try anyway, because you know how often I leave the house. Barely ever. I'm going to get you. Go get it. I'll get you. Go get it. So anyways, I give her one of these. It's called Steps to Christ. It has a motorcycle on the front, but I'll give her anything. This is an old book called When Your Friends Needs You. I don't even know what it's about. I guess it's like a communication book, but I'll write resources on the front of this. Bible verses and Bible resources. You want this?
Like this.
So the whole purpose of me really going out today was to tell people, hey, just so you know, Jesus is coming back, and if you're not telling people, you ought to be, because we're about ready to wrap this thing up. We're not going to watch videos right now. I'm cooking dinner. And then also to let them know that whether they believe in that or not, they need to know. Because he came in the world the first time as a baby and to bring love and salvation. And the next time he's coming by fire with his wrath. So it's a message that people are going to need to know. So anyhow, that's not how I started off, talking to this girl. So anyways, the whole point was, if you are willing to be used by the Holy Spirit, it's not like I went out today, like, hey, can you just use me to, but here's what happened. I was like, you know what? I need these products at the store. So I went to the store. And I was like, there's a lot of people here. What I wanted to do was get very loud and say, hey, Jesus is coming back soon. If you're not saved, you can be saved today, and start proclaiming the gospel message. But I said, actually, it's probably too over the top. It's probably too much. I have a toddler. That's too much. Oh no, we're not taking that out. Give it. You can take one of these things out. You cannot take this. This is dangerous. So, ooh, I didn't do it that way. Let's turn this down. Anyways, the whole point is that if you're just out and walking around and you're not telling people about the Lord and there's just anybody around you, it's just something easy you can do. But as you're led, you know, I had a willingness because I'm always looking for opportunities to, I don't know why this is, but anyways, because I'm out. If I'm out, I'm going to tell people because it's a message that they need to hear. Because you don't know how many people are just completely hopeless nowadays. Okay, so that store did not have what I needed. So I had to go to the other store. And in the other store, I'm telling this lady about this miracle that happened in my life. And now how the Lord doesn't always heal in this lifetime. You know, I prayed for my husband's grandfather for 3 years for total body healing. And he didn't heal him on this side of eternity. You know, he didn't heal him on this side of eternity, but he always will heal. So we can rest on God's promises that he will always restore. Because we have a God of restoration. And that's what it is. And this girl could have rolled up her window, told me to get the heck out of there. He could have been fussing. It could have been just a different scenario. She could have just been listening to me to be nice. And she might have been. I really don't know. That's not the whole point. The whole point is I was going to put something on her car, but because I got distracted, the timing was right to where I was like, hey, I rolled my window down. She was like, and rolled her window down. I was like, hey, can I tell you the story that happened to my friend real quick? She was like, yeah. And I just told her one of these stories I like to tell to introduce the concept of talking to Jesus. I have a couple different stories I like to tell. And they're all true. And they're just really quick stories so that, and then, you know, I just got to talk about the Bible and share my testimony with her. And hopefully, you know, because you don't know. If you're being called by the Lord, how would you know that? If you don't know him, how would you know that? He said, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If you don't know his voice, how do you know if he's standing at the door and knocking? So what he did in the Old Testament is he sent his prophets. What he did in the New Testament is he sent apostles. What he's going to do, okay, so that's the pattern. That's the model. So he's going to send people to tell you, hey, I'm pursuing you. And he might show you signs in your life. But if you don't know the voice of the Lord, you're not going to know to discern, is this from Satan? Is this from God? So I would say don't look for signs. You're going to probably need. So anyways, so yeah, pretty awesome. And so I just want to share that because I haven't done these videos in a long time because I got with somebody that led me away from the Lord a little bit. But ended up leading me to the Lord more. Sometimes, you know, it can look like people are leading you away from the Lord. But then they do something to you that is wrong. And it can lead you right back to the Lord. So he will take even things that people do to you that are wrong, even when people mistreat you, even when they speak bad on your name, and he'll still turn that around for your good. Because what you fail to realize, well, I don't know if you fail to realize this or not, but what most people don't realize is everything has to go through God. So it's Father filtered before it gets to you. So he's not going to let anything happen to me. You want to do something for my evil, for my downfall? You want to plot and do all that stuff for my downfall and put witchcraft against me and do all this stuff? Go right ahead. What do you think? He doesn't have my back? I don't have a hedge of protection around me. That's not of my own doing. That's him. If you're jealous of something I have, take a look at God. I don't have anything. I have nothing. I'm nobody. Take a look at him. You want what I have? Talk to him. Talk to him. Everything I have is from him. All of my anything is from him. I am nobody. So that's it, right? Recommend, instead of hating your life and hating what's going on in your life and plotting and scheming against people, you should take a good hard look at yourself and say, hey, why am I coming up against this other person? And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But even when people want to plot and scheme and do stuff against you, God is still going to turn that around for your good, and he will still use it for his glory. I promise. I promise. I promise. It's going to be part of my testimony at some point. And so no matter what happens, that's it, right? So it's like, cool. Sorry that you chose to respond like that, you know. But every day is an opportunity to go out there and talk to people about the Lord. He's coming back soon, whether they believe or not. Talk to people about deliverance. Because, well, if you can't discern in the spirit, what's wrong? Then don't talk to them about deliverance. You got to ask the Holy Spirit and have him lead you wherever he will lead you. God bless. Have a good night.